Funding for LARP for Relish is provided by LARP Space, the sponsor of today's video. Cars 2 is Pixar's masterpiece. No, I am not joking. What if every criticism of Cars 2 is actually proof that it is the greatest film ever made? I mean, come on, Pixar is known for making such beautiful movies that what could they possibly do to F up the Cars brand? Let's start with Mater. People say Mater shouldn't be the main character. Wrong. Every Pixar protagonist has some kind of flaw they need to overcome. Take Woody, for example. He was jealous that Buzz was becoming Andy's new toy. And you know, making Mater the protagonist is one of the boldest decisions Pixar has ever made. Most studios would look at the comic relief side character and think, maybe we should use him sparingly. Cars 2 looked at Mater and said, what if we made him the center of the entire movie? That guy right there. That's confidence. Another criticism is that all of the spies act incredibly stupid. And yes, they do. Finn McMissile mistakes a tow truck who is actively confused by literally everything around him for a legendary undercover operative. Not because Mater successfully fooled him, but because Mater was so bad at being a spy that Finn assumed that it had to be an act. And okay, that is objectively absurd. But here's the thing. Would a normal spy movie have the confidence to do that? No. A normal spy movie would spend time establishing clues while also building tension. Cars 2 sees a rusty tow truck and says, yep, that's our character. Subtlety is for cowards. People also complain that the movie abandoned everything from the first Cars. To which I ask, did you want another movie about racing? Seriously? The first movie ends with Lightning learning to appreciate life. Character arc complete. Done. Finished. Where do you go from there? The obvious answer is international espionage and an oil conspiracy. This is basic storytelling. So with Cars 2 feeling drastically different from its original, people would say it's a complete throwaway from what the original movie's purpose was. The movie understood that the audience were expecting Cars 2, so it became a completely different movie. Most sequels cowardly choose to continue the story established by the previous installment. Cars 2 asks a much more important question. What if Mater met James Bond? The more you think about the Cars universe, the less it makes sense. Cars 2 recognizes this and, decides to make the problem significantly worse. There are spy cars, there are military cars, there are torture devices designed specifically for cars. There are car bathrooms. There's apparently a functioning global political system populated entirely by cars. The Pope car exists. The Pope car, which means car Christianity exists, which means somebody looked at the implications of the Cars universe and said, yes, put all of that in the movie. I respect the commitment. No other Pixar movie was brave enough to do what Cars 2 did. Oh, and let's not forget the villain plotline. Are we serious? The bad guys are trying to make alternative fuel look dangerous, so people keep buying oil. This is somehow the plot of a movie where a tow truck gets mistaken for a spy. Most films pick one genre. Cars 2 picked all of them. It's an action movie, it's a comedy, it's a spy thriller, it's a conspiracy story, it's occasionally a racing movie. And somehow Pixar looked at this script and said, yeah, that belongs to the same franchise as, the original Cars. And the true genius of Cars 2 is the sheer confidence. That is what I've gathered. A lesser movie would hesitate. A lesser movie would question itself. Cars 2 never questions itself. At no point during production did anyone apparently stop and ask, wait, why are we doing this? And because of that, the movie achieves something very few films ever accomplish. It is impossible to mistake it for anything else. You may hate Cars 2, or you may love it like me. But 5 minutes into the movie, you know exactly what kind of nonsense you're dealing with. And honestly, there's something admirable about that. Cars 2 doesn't just merely tell a story. It ascends beyond storytelling. Every scene feels like it was crafted by the real geniuses at Pixar. Spy gear, explosions, international racing, oil issues, secret meetings, Mater, and somehow all of those ideas coexist within the same movie. It's cinematic jazz. Nobody knows what's happening, not even the people making it. But the energy is undeniable. The movie commits so hard to its nonsense that it loops all the way back around into being entertaining. And so, someone might ask me from time to time, is Cars 2 Pixar's masterpiece? Absolutely! Thank you for all tuning in to my very first movie analysis. I really wanted to come out here and speak the truth. But anyway, I'm gonna go to sleep hoping for the day I wake up and see the official announcement to Cars 4 now. Good LARP tri-state area.